keynote address, we have with us Dr. Mishma Stanislaus. Dr. Mishma is currently working as a research associate at Indian Institute of Science. She started her career in renewable energy technologies at the Tsukuba University in Japan, where she completed both her master's and her PhD. Alongside research, she attained varied understanding on global negotiation, policy and planning, climate change, and agricultural practices as part of her curriculum. Her interest in geopolitics and international relations motivated her to take on a leading role in the local UN in Japan, which at the time helped her to develop her managerial skills, and it greatly increased her understanding of intercultural relations, international dialogue, and policy making. GCPIT is proud to have her as our Chief Global Communications Officer. Let me invite Dr. Mishma for her keynote address.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Aparnaji. It is my pleasure to join as a keynote speaker today, and a very warm greetings from India to everyone joining us from far and near. Water, the first thing we look for when discovering new habitats. Water, the requisite for all the blue and green on the planet. Water, the elixir for life forms and survival. Access to water, sanitation, and hygiene is a basic human right as declared in 2008. And yet, 3 in 10 people lack access to safely managed drinking water services, and 6 in 10 people lack access to safely managed sanitation facilities. Water is not only important to health, but also to poverty reduction, food security, peace, human rights, ecosystems, and education. And yet, more than 40% of the global population is affected by water scarcity, which is projected to only rise further. SDG6 is imperative because it is cross linked to 6 other UN SDG targets and is key in achieving them. And in order for that to happen, it is necessary to meet the 8 SDG6 targets, focusing on ensuring universal and equitable access to safe water and safe sanitation, improving water quality, achieving water efficiency in sectors, protecting water based ecosystems, promoting integrated water resource management, increasing international cooperation to transfer knowledge, capacity building and technology to address water and sanitation, and to promote local level management of water and sanitation activities. So, how exactly can MSMEs contribute to achieving this indispensable SDG? The UN DESA report on MSMEs and Sustainable Development Goals very clearly highlights how MSMEs can contribute to SDGs. And I would like to pick your thoughts on some of the key points. The demand for water has outpaced population growth, and half of the world's population is already experiencing severe water scarcity at least once a month in a year. And MSMEs can play a divine role in delivering water and sanitation services. MSMEs are known to fill the gap in many developing countries where the public sector fails to reach communities, particularly low income families. In Asia, Africa, and Latin America, MSMEs, either through their own funds or loans and some equity, are delivering water and creating sanitation infrastructure in the rural, remote, or dense urban areas. These MSMEs provide in various innovative ways safe water in cans or affordable water filtration systems. Similarly, they provide household latrines with on site waste treatment or transportation and treatment or recycling of the waste. In Ghana, or as in many other low to middle income countries, micro enterprises are common in sanitation service delivery, which include the storage, collection, and transport sections of the sanitation value chain. Similarly, agricultural and food supply chain MSMEs can conserve water. How? The agriculture sector is by far the largest user of fresh water, accounting for nearly 70% of the global water withdrawals. Saving just a fraction of this would significantly alleviate water stress in many other sectors, particularly in arid countries where agriculture can consume up to 90% of the available water resources. MSMEs active in the agricultural value chain can contribute to water savings by increasing productivity of food crops, improving water management practices and technologies, implementing sustainable agricultural practices, and growing fewer water intensive crops, and can also raise awareness for agribusinesses and farmers to change agricultural practices. Now, moving on, individual MSMEs, irrespective of the sector, have a potential to adopt actions in their business practices to contribute to SDG6 by ensuring that the workplace has appropriate water, sanitation, and hygiene facilities and advocate for the same amongst their employees, prioritize water efficiency by installing best practice technologies for water conservation, such as rainwater harvesting, educate employees about the importance of water efficiency, prohibit the use of chemicals and materials that can be particularly detrimental to water quality. A number of eco friendly products are now on the market which can be adopted. Reduce chemical discharge to drains. The Environmental Agency has set limits for emissions to drains, and the limit is set to reduce water pollution. So, as a result, businesses must keep to these limits. Keep water use low by taking measures such as shutting taps, fixing leaks, moving to water efficient equipment, and using dual flush systems to save water when flushing. Encourage water reduction with staff by tracking the usage and setting targets to reduce the water usage, and encourage the staff to do the same. And the list can go on. In addition, there are numerous new business models or solutions and opportunities for MSMEs that will help in achieving the SDGs. A report by the World Bank in 2014 identified a potential of 1.2 trillion US dollars market for MSMEs in the developing world in the area of clean technology. The greatest opportunities identified were in waste management, small hydro, water treatment, and renewable energy. MSMEs are considered to be particularly well placed to operate in this sector as they are already engaged in areas such as construction, installation, operations, and maintenance, and the connection that MSMEs have already in the markets. The study reports that in the UK, up to 90% of the clean technology businesses are MSMEs, and this could be replicated in the developing world. Safe disposal of waste is a huge challenge in many countries. MSMEs can contribute to the commercialization of such technologies that is expected to have a global market valued at $6 billion dollars by 2030. And organizations like our own GCPIT and other MSME support organizations can help MSMEs and startups with market based and technology based solutions through capacity building, access to finance, and expertise, which in turn will contribute to the progress of this goal. Lastly, let's not accept sustainability because it's mandatory or we are required to do so as per policies, but rather because it is the key in creating a world of equality and quality life with economic stability. But again, just adopting sustainability is not enough. One has to constantly monitor, evaluate, and assess the impact created on the stakeholders and the environment through sustainability. I would like to conclude by saying that sustainability is the only way forward as we owe it to the environment, to humanity, and our own future generations. In particular to SDG6, as mentioned by SME Connect, water is more than business, it is life. So let us take the necessary measures as individuals, as MSMEs, as a community, as a country, and as a planet to safeguard this elixir of life because every drop counts. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mishma, for that very informative and inspiring keynote. And thank you so much for all the support you have been giving to GCPIT. Proud to have you in our team. So now let's take a break.